Yes.
I will first share my screen and
Sure,
then
sir.
show you a couple of slides to introduce what we are doing now.
Yeah.
Uh, First of all, welcome to all those of you who have joined on time. Thanks a lot for coming over. This is a program which I started last week, and earlier to this, there was the first session which I called it as first season, I can say, for about a year and a month or two, called as a sit chat, a similar protocol, where the idea was to call somebody and then after that speak on some topic which could be of interest to the community. This is basically an activity which I do as a initiative for giving back whatever I have learned and whatever others have learned. This chat is every Sunday at 11 o'clock. And of course, before we continue, I would like to just share this disclaimer so that we don't get into any arguments and conflicts later based on whatever that you have learned or seen in this chat. And the topics which we address during this discussion would be diverse, relating to basically business and professional careers, all towards excellence. Excellence is all about creating sustainable, continually improving value to all the stakeholders, be it a person, be it a company. So that's what we talk about, what all topics around excellence. And today we have Srinivas, who was working with me in Bosch, and now he's a big man. He runs a couple of companies, startup, kind of a serial startup guy. He will be sharing his wisdom on Lean Six Sigma for startup profitability. Having worked in startups, having founded startups, having been a master in Lean Six Sigma, I think he's the right guy to talk about this topic. With this, I'll stop
So we'll use
my brief
hotspot
introduction
network.
and hand over to Srinivas for uh, sharing his wisdom. Thank you, Srinivas. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Dinakar sir. Thanks for the invite. It's always, you know, uh, uh,
I think
I
there
think
was
I
a
consider my had a deepest of respect. Thank you for that. First of all, okay. Thanks for the network issue.
no problem. You can continue. There was a
Okay.
it just keep happening. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, thank you so much for the introduction, sir. Thanks for the invite as well. Okay. So, I'll just share, how kind of was able to make use of my Lean Six Sigma knowledge, in helping multiple startup, including my own startups, right? Okay. So, I started, consulting startup.
Srinivas, before you get into the
Yeah,
profitability issue, maybe you
yeah.
can just give a very brief introduction as to what Lean Six Sigma is all about.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people talking about green belt, black belt, and all that. So, what is this Lean Six Sigma all about? For somebody who is not at all exposed to Lean Six Sigma, what is
Yeah.
this? Can you please explain that?
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Okay, so Lean Six Sigma originated to improve quality in manufacturing companies. This is where the origin of Lean Six Sigma was. Okay, Lean Six Sigma is basically an excellence tool. Okay, this is to bring excellence in the work. Okay, Lean talks about eliminating waste in the process, while Six Sigma talks about eliminating or reducing variation in the process. Right. So when we eliminate or reduce waste, we'll be able to fast track our process. If any activity is taken 10 hours to complete, and maybe by applying lean we should be able to complete it in say 6 to 7 hours, something like that, right? Okay, basically you're fast tracking the work, right? With 6 ml we were to make the process more accurate, like earlier maybe the quality is say 95%, right? With application of 6 sigma the quality can actually improve to 98, 99% beyond. Okay, and also maybe the variation earlier was like example, simple example is attending any call or any cycle time, right? If suppose earlier variation is vary from 10 to 20 minutes, by applying Six Sigma, somebody can actually look at bringing it down to 8 to 12 minutes. So what happens basically, we'll be able to fast track the process by applying lean, and we'll be able to reduce the variation, and make the process accurate by applying Six Sigma. So in nutshell, we can say by applying lean and Six Sigma, somebody can accelerate accurately. Okay, this is applicable for their own personal life also, and also for the businesses, right? This is about Lean Six Sigma. This is more taught as process excellence tool in the both manufacturing industry and also service industry now, right? But over a period of time, Six Sigma actually has evolved. Okay, I personally, as have used Six Sigma for various driving various improvements, including sales as well. Okay, I was able to use these tools, when I was consulting for various companies. I used to get a lot of data from the customers, even though they were not asking me to do this work, but since I had data, I was able to analyze and tell them, hey, you know what, if at all you're able to focus your energy in certain areas, you'll be able to get more revenue. Simple example is, suppose there are three sales guys, A, B, C, right? And all three of them are actually selling product like X, Y, Z. Okay, with data we're able to analyze, okay, who is good in selling what. A is good in maybe selling Y, B is good in selling X, and C is good in selling Z, right? Then we can either we can ask them to focus in those areas. Okay, hey, A, you're good in selling Y, so why don't you just focus on Y? Or they can actually kind of a cross functional training can happen. Okay, so this is kind of suggestion which I gave to one of the large, social media companies today, right? And they were able to get good benefit out of it. That's where actually I started, kind of, looking at how Lean Six Sigma can be applied across industries, right? Including, sales, including, reducing operating costs, right? Okay, I mean, this with this kind of knowledge, I kind of started working with startups, 2015 or so. When I started kind of doing a freelancing, I was able to help a lot of startups to overcome the challenges of not able to make revenue and not able to be profitable. Okay, what is, let's keep it simple, right? What is profitability at the end of the day? Sales minus expense. Okay, what if we able to help somebody to increase sales and reduce expenses, right? So Lean Six Sigma can be a tool which can actually do that. Of course, there are many other tools, many other techniques are there, but since this is my forte, I started applying this and I was able to get benefit out of it. Be it the startup which I consulted, also my own startup, right? So we were able to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Srini, before you move on to talking about how you improve profitability, maybe you should share to all of us
Yeah.
as to where do you get all this wisdom from? What is your background?
Okay, so I'm a mechanical engineer by profession, B from BMS Engineering College, Bangalore, and an MTech from MS Ramaya, in case someone is aware. Worked with Bosch from 2003 to 2011. That's where I picked up my Lean Six Sigma skills. I was fortunately as one of the initial trainees to undergo Lean Six Sigma training in Bosch. Dinakar sir actually was my big boss, so he was my VP. I was just Chotu engineer, and he was my VP. So that's where I picked up these skills, and after which I worked across multiple companies. Starting from right after Bosch, I worked with Wipro Consulting, then Cognizant Business Consulting, then HP. Okay, all along, all that I was doing was helping all these processes to turn around and make profitable and optimize the process. This is my core job, kind of, right. That's where I kind of extended my job to startups as well, because in 2014 when Mr. Modi took over as a Prime Minister of India, I think there was a call for startup, which kind of led to many of the companies starting their own ventures, right? With many of the startup starting, also we were also seeing that many of the companies came with a great idea. Okay, but even the funding was great. A lot of companies were forced to shut down because the execution actually was not okay. Okay, I kind of realized this very soon because I was fond of one of the company which I was following very very closely. A great idea in the case of healthcare sector, and great people, because I knew some of them very closely, but some of them the company did not take off. When I started looking at the data, I understood, okay, hey, where is the problem, right? I started looking at simple Google reviews on try to understand the execution actually is gone for a kiosk. So I was able to get that insight from that. Yeah, this is about quick introduction about me, sir. Yes, after my corporate stint in 2017, I started my own company, which is into selling fruits and vegetable. This is an e-commerce company. I mean, in fact, I started this e-commerce company to optimize the process. I'm sure all of you are aware that uh, if farmers grow 100 kgs of, say, any vegetable, say take an example of capsicum, right? 100 kgs of capsicum is grown in the farms. Okay, what we consume at the end of the day, human consumption, right, is only 70 to 80 kgs. Where is the remaining capsicum going? It's getting into drains, right? So I mean, coming from the farming background, I realized there's an opportunity here. So that's where I started my own company called Freshie, which was into selling fruits and vegetables, which was pretty good. We were actually profitable. The only thing, we were not able to scale it up. That's why we were supposed to shut it down and come back to my field of Lean Six Sigma consulting, right? And post which my Lean Six Sigma consulting has been profitable from day one. There's no doubt about it. Okay, and then I started my own schools. We are an aggregator of educators. Like Ola is aggregator of camps. And Swiggy is aggregator of restaurants, right? And Make My Trip is aggregator of the travel stuff, right? We are aggregator of kids education. Okay, we have an opportunity here, and we are able to kind of get into this business. Thanks to God, I think we're doing good in this business as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Shrini, when you look at Six Sigma and Lean, you
Yeah.
spoke about the tool being something useful for improving profitability.
Yes, sir.
Can we just take the discussion in three buckets? First
Yeah.
is how did Lean Six Sigma
Hmm.
improve you to create your Lean Six Sigma vertical itself, the training vertical and consulting vertical? What ideas or what approaches could you apply there?
Hmm.
And then once we have discussed that, maybe if anybody has a question in terms of how can you apply Lean Six Sigma in the consulting business, in the training
Hmm.
business,
Hmm.
maybe
Hmm.
we can do that. And after that, we move on to Freshie,
Yeah.
which is really a very very common thing, right?
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
buys
Yeah.
vegetables, and
Yes. Yes.
that then after that to schools, which is little more technologically sophisticated, which is an aggregation activity.
Yes.
So in the Lean Six Sigma, which is training and consulting,
Yeah.
what kind of Lean Six Sigma principles could you apply there?
Yes, first of all, understanding of my customer segment, right? See, Lean Six Sigma training is not a new business actually. It's been there, from the time Lean Six Sigma, came into the existence, like maybe early 2000. There are institutes which are running the, training, right? There's not any rocket science, in fact, actually, right? So, but I want to bring something new here. I want to bring a flavor of, I saw an opportunity that, uh, there are many people getting trained, many certified, like millions of Lean Six Sigma consultants out there, millions of Lean Six Sigma black belts out there. But I saw an opportunity wherein there are not many good people who are able to execute project on the ground. Okay, so I got out of my niche area. My niche area here is I did a QFD for this actually. I looked at, okay, hey, what
Just hold on,
any
just a short interjection. What
yeah.
is QFD?
Okay, sorry. Okay, I was about to come to that. Okay,
Yes.
quality, it's called quality functional deployment. This is one of the tools that we learn in Lean Six Sigma. In Six Sigma, actually. See, before that, right? Six Sigma, Lean Six Sigma is one topic. Okay, if somebody limit to just drive project, just to identify an opportunity for improvement and drive project, then actually they're not making the best use of Lean Six Sigma. Within Lean Six Sigma, we have many concepts. Okay, and people need to understand how they need to make use of this concept day in and day out. Okay, which something like I know, thankfully to leaders like Dinakar and Sudarshan, who are my bosses, kind of help me to kind of embrace this culture to get into the DNA, right? So there are many concepts like quality functional deployment, cause and effect diagram, control charts, right? So these concepts I use day in and day out, right? With all my work. Okay, so with this thought, when I started my Lean Six Sigma Pro company, the consulting and training vertical, so I kind of made a list of, okay, oh, hey, what any corporate employee actually want, be it a quality guy, be it ops guy, be it a process guy, right? And okay, first of all, you ask any employee in the world, they'll say, I want to increase my salary, right? They want to grow their salary, right? And they want to get good knowledge, they want to get good recognition. So they all some of the basic things which comes along, right? Then I started figuring out, hey, how can I help folks who are getting trained from me to get good salary? The only way I thought was not just by certifying them, but helping them to drive the Six Sigma initiative, or embrace this all this methodology which they learn in Six Sigma or Lean, day in and day out. Only then they'll be able to grow, right? So I saw this opportunity, I saw this opportunity very early, and because I mean, I was seeing a lot of people getting certified, but very few people, I mean, let me tell you with a lot of confidence, right? Less than 0.1, I'm quoting this number, less than 0.1% of Six Sigma guys in the world are able to implement Six Sigma tools. I'm quoting with utmost confidence because I've seen enough of this industry, right? Why this happened? Because people are just trying to get certified. People are just trying to get certified and post it to LinkedIn, unfortunately, right? So this is one thing I did, because of which, even if you Google today, practically oriented Six Sigma training in India, I think I come up pretty high in the market, right? So this is where I started getting my people, okay, and I started training them, and in fact, through them, I was able to get decent number of assignments as well, right? Corporate assignments also. So the journey started. I was also able to kind of optimize my own efforts here. I was able to, I mean, over a period of time, let me tell you, when I started my training, I used to train almost for it used to be classroom training, close to some 4 weekends, which is like 8 days Okay, 8 days into 8 hours, 64 hours I used to train for a Lean Six Sigma green belt. Okay, and I also found that it was not very effective for people to go back and use it, irrespective of how hard you try. There are some still lacuna in kind of helping people to make use of this training. Okay, so throughout my journey of last say 6-7 years, I kind of optimize own training for my own good and for students good also. What did I do? Basically, I kept on looking at, hey, I'm training x number of people. Out of this x number of people, how many of them are actually go back and drive projects, able to implement? I kept on asking my guys, each time I used to have a chat with them, I used to have some conversation with them. My first question was, how many projects have you done it? Right? If the answer is no, then I used to understand reasons. I used to get a lot of feedback. Right? Then I kept on improving. Then I introduced something called project mentoring. Right? Then I figured out, okay, I used to do weekend online training that was become too tedious. Okay, now I come to a stage wherein now optimize my process in such a way that it's good for the student, it's good for me also. In terms of number of hours, I still spend 6 weeks, 6 weekends for a green belt training into 4 hours of my project mentoring, which is 24 hours. But in terms of learning, in terms of what they learn and how much they're able to implement is immense, because that 4 hours, the good thing about this short 4 hours is they are fresh on Sunday evening. Okay, they're away from all the distractions, and they're able to learn effectively, right? And they're able to go back and implement on the shop floor during the weekday, and they come back again next week for a similar training like this. Okay, so this way what happens, it is for me, my number of hours came down to 64 to 24 hours. I optimized my own number of hours, because I'm giving the e-learning recorded version for students also, because many concepts they're not able to understand in one go. They want this to be something as a repetitive, so I give them a e-learning now. Okay, combination of e-learning plus combination of project mentoring, and combination of practicals, what they do with me and what I encourage them to do at the workplace. In case if something they're not able to implement, could you please bring those challenges back to me? I'm going to help you out, right? So all these actually kind of optimize my process for benefit of both the customer and also myself.
Yeah, so that means foundation of all this, what you are telling, is the intrinsic desire to keep on questioning where you are today and what can be done better. Is
Oh,
that
absolutely.
is my understanding correct?
Absolutely, sir. And with the customer first in mind, for me, customers are what? Students who are joining my training are my customer, right? I wanted them to help. I wanted them to help grow in the corporate career, because when they grow, I grow as well. I mean, today I'm happy to share that many of my guys whom I trained are a champion consultant in various companies like GE, KPMGs, and n number of companies actually who are exceedingly well in the corporate career, right? So this is I will looking for their success, and all along the way, I'm looking at revisiting my QFD back and quality functional deployment back, and trying to understand this is what my customer want. How can I deliver these things? Yeah.
So, any questions or any comments from anybody in the chat? Please go on. Just raise your hand, then I can call you and you can please comment. Anybody can do that. Please go on. We are talking about mainly application of Lean Six Sigma in the space of training and consulting.
I think you can go on.
Okay, so since there are no questions or comments, let us continue with the next vertical,
Yeah.
which is Freshie. Freshie, maybe you can first explain the entire business model and then talk about what kind of Lean Six Sigma principles could you applicate there. Srini, over to you.
Great, sir. Okay. As we speak, Freshie, I was kind of forced to shut down that business, but I had a very good experience with that business actually. Freshie was a model to it was designed to deliver fresh fruits and vegetable to the customer. Okay, the way we modeled it was like we wanted to bring fresh fruits and vegetables as many as possible from the farms directly, and we want to deliver to the kitchens within 24 to 48 hours from the time of harvesting. Okay, let me tell you what you consume today, what you buy whenever you buy any of the vegetables from the supermarket outside there, right? They're almost 4 days back harvested ones. 4 to 5 days minimum. Because some of them goes to 6-7 days also, right? Okay, we wanted to kind of change that model. We want to the time of harvesting, let's deliver to the kitchen to within 24 to 40 hours. Why this intention is because we wanted to make sure that these fruits vegetable which customer buy, they can keep it for a long time, maybe 5-6 days, and they don't have to throw this into the dustbins, right? So that way we are able to actually save the food wastage, right? We'll be able to kind of uh, consume maximum of whatever is farmer is actually harvesting. As in India, I think we require this because I'm sure you understand that there's a lot of shortage for food, right? Okay, so this was the intention. Okay, here we use a lot of Lean Six Sigma tool. In fact, from the word go, since I come from Lean Six Sigma background, it is easy for me to design the process as per the Six Sigma standard. We use something called DMADV. We use in Six Sigma, define, measure, analyze, validate, and thing, right? So okay, so we use this techniques to design our process in such a way that we hardly have any issues with respect to our quality and delivery, right? So example, we knew what time we pick the vegetable from the source wherever we are buying from. Okay, and what is our transportation time. Okay, and based on number of orders, we also designed simple Excel calculation. Hey, I have X number of orders, I require Y number of people. Okay, if my order goes by say 2x or 3x, how many people do I require, how much of effort is required. Okay, and we're able to meticulously calculate this number, and find out whether we have so much of resource or not. If not, there are no resource, we used to find out how actually we can manage it, right? And by this we're able to make sure that we deliver our delivery times are actually met at any cost. Okay, in 1 year span of time, that I had this fresh business, actually we hardly had any days where we delivered late to the customer. We hardly had any situations where customer rejected our products. I still remember, and if I just go back and collect my a number of rejections, right? It used to be like somebody doesn't like size of the cabbage, size of the gobi, like this is something like subjective. Okay, apart from that, our quality was spot on. Okay, I think we had an almost 99.5% acceptance, more than that from the customer. There are hardly any rejection, and we are able to deliver on time. This is all possible because the process was designed to the DFS standard, right? Every process, every numbers were actually meticulously tracked and actually improved. Even here also, even before we started the business, we had applied various tools like QFD to understand what my customer requirements are and how do we convert it. And even within the process itself, even after we though we did all the DFS and stuff like that, and we started the business, even after that, a lot of my students actually executed multiple projects within that freshy business itself. Like example, one of my students understood, I mean, did a project to how actually we can increase our revenue, right? And what are the reasons because of which customers are coming to the website. Okay, they're putting the they're able to add the product into the cart, and there are drop-offs. Okay, we draw a 6 month project why there are drop-off, how best we can actually increase this revenue, what we can make to the customer. And now we found out, okay, hey, customers dropping off maybe because network issues, maybe because they're not sure about something, or maybe they have something else, right? Then how do we communicate back to the customer, right? And how do we reach out to them and ask them, hey, you place the orders for XYZ products, can we deliver it to you? I mean, we did this exercise to make sure that our revenue constantly went up, and we are able to also understand the pricing pattern, right? Let me tell you now, since I don't have this business, I can tell you this openly, right? There are many products which are pricing almost 40-50% extra than any other people in the market. Okay, I mean, how are you doing it? We are doing it smartly by knowing that, okay, hey, is customer is worried about product ABC or DEF, right? I mean, he's worried about the ABC price. Example, most of the customers worried about onion, potato, and tomato, these 4 or 5 products price, but maybe they're not worried about broccoli, lettuce, and all this vegetables, right? Which are exogenous vegetables, right? So we were able to kind of play with those numbers there, right? And we are able to kind of optimize our own revenue generation through this technique, because no customer going to go out of the site just because they want to order something else, getting something at cheaper price, right? So that we were able to kind of get good business, and we were meticulously tracking the repeat orders as well, right? And we want to make sure that I think we had, though we are a startup, right, we had almost some 60 to 70% repeat orders. The customers buying this week were definitely buying next week as well, right? So we are able to track those numbers. And wherever we are not, having those numbers, like wherever customers are not ordering, wherever reach back to them and ask them, hey, why are you not buying? What are the reason? Is it that you're out of town, or you don't want these vegetables? Or, we were able to capture those details. And we used to do customer satisfaction survey with, track NPS score. Though it's a small company, though it's like 5 6 member team, but we are doing all these things meticulously. And data capture, data was the kind of backbone of our work. And we had numbers everywhere, starting from, we used to have, like, okay, the vehicle is supposed to leave at 6:30 in the morning, from so and so place. As it left in the, from the, sourcing place, has it reached the godown at, say, 9:30 in the morning, right? And as we started the packing, are we on track to deliver the, which we are supposed to say leave the, go down at, say, 11 o'clock, 11:30, for shipment, right, for delivery, right? Are we doing it? So we're able to track all this number, and I'll keep a tab of all this number. And let me tell you, we had one policy called, zero leftover at the end of the day. Okay. Because our mantra was to deliver fresh fruits and vegetables to the, customer. There was, we made sure that except some of the, long shelf life vegetables, we did not have anything in the godown, like neither the leafy vegetables, like, all the, coriander that we get, palak, all we get. Also, maybe the, vegetable like tomato. I mean, we used to make sure that everything is clear at the end of the day, because next day we want to make sure that, the customer get the right quality and a good quality and a fresh products. Okay, that's, we're able to keep a tab of those things. Even in Freshie also, we are successful, and we are actually profitable. Just that, I mean, it was my first venture, so I was maybe, not so experienced, not seasoned person to get funding and all those stuff. That's why, we are not able to scale it up. Otherwise, in terms of profitability, yes, we are profitable there also.
Yeah, Srini, you spoke about two things which really struck me. One is spoke about designing the entire startup
Yeah,
for based on DFSS.
correct.
And second, which was interesting, was that you could price more, which is what a startup ideally should do,
Yeah,
because you are giving more value.
absolutely, sir.
Now, first is, can you briefly explain what DFSS is for
Hmm.
the those who don't know that, who may not
Hmm.
know that,
Hmm.
and then talk about this uh, topic about having a higher price. You know, how does that uh, uh, relate to the basic startup principle of trying to
Hmm.
serve a customer?
Hmm.
On the side, somebody can say that, look, you are exploiting the customer, right?
Hmm.
So how what kind of a thought process goes in to say that, look, I'm going to price on the higher side?
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
that's something which is very important, because founders normally
Absolutely.
try to cut their prices to gain the market share,
Yeah,
end up not having profitability, at the same time also not being able to grow the startup. So first
absolutely, sir.
DFSS, and the second, the mindset on pricing high.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, sir. So, DFS is all about design for Six Sigma. The full form is design for Six Sigma. So, what we do is, see, many startup come with a great idea, right? Idea is not a problem, right? And also, many startup, come with a great investment as well, like millions of dollars of investment. Okay, after a few years, and if you look back, maybe the startups are actually not working. So, what went wrong? Idea was good, the company had funding, everything, right? But someone not able to scale it up. So why? The reason is that execution actually was not in place. Okay, let me tell you, execution is actually day-to-day affair. That's where the maximum, money is actually getting consumed. Okay, if you do not optimize this process, if you do not understand these numbers, if you do not optimize, right, we'll be burning day in and day out. Right. So what is DFS is all about? DFS is all about designing the process meticulously. Okay, from the word go, such that there is no leakage of unnecessary operating costs, because operating cost, if it is not handled wisely, can burn out a company like crazy, because this is a day-to-day affair. Like, monthly it get multiplied by 30 days, right? 25 to 30 days, right? So they had to design the process meticulously. So what we do basically is, we start from understanding what customer want. Okay, these are my three things you customer want, right? Example, going back to Freshie business, since we spoke about it, what my customer want, they want a good quality products. Okay, they want an affordable price, they want delivery on time, these three things, right? Then how do we meet these things? how so we start from sourcing, the transportation time, the packing time, the time to kind of ship to the customer place, and then deliver it, right? So these are 4 5, I'm just giving you vague examples, right? These are 4 5 parameters which are actually important. Now this parameter, we got to track them to a level wherein everything is done accurately. Example, there's a shipment, there's a sourcing time get delayed by 30 minutes or 40 minutes, right? It will have a cascading effect on the delivery time as well. The moment you deliver late, sometime we may not be able to deliver also. Since we are not delivering, customer might cancel the order. This will actually have a large impact, because you source the product because customer wanted it, and we pack it and we send to the customer. Entire operating cost is involved here. If customer doesn't end up buying it, it's actually loss for the company. Okay, I mean, I've seen this happening to many companies where the customer order get cancelled because they're not able to deliver on time. But we did not had any such scenario, because the process was so meticulous design that everything is taken care and everything is tracked to the last minute, to the last mile, right? So this is called DFSS. This is for both for the, I mean, we do it for both the quality also. See, there are 3 metric any companies has to track, right? Though people make it complicated, by I kept it simple: quality, cost, delivery, right? And are we delivering the right quality what customer want? Okay, are we delivering at the right price what customer want? Right, cost, correct? Are we delivering on time? Right? If any of these three are not okay, then most likely that we don't get our repeat orders, right? And starting from delivery, and this is something which is in our control, and we'll be able to do it meticulously. And now when we do this, when you design a process such a way that we don't go and deliver late. I mean, as I told you, right? I had maybe 1 or 2 instances, maybe because of the flat tire of my delivery boy's vehicle and all of them, few orders got delayed. Apart from that, in the entire 1 year, I never delivered my order late, right? So that gives a confidence to the customer. Okay, same thing with cost also, same thing with quality also, right? I mean, we make sure that always customer get the best quality products. I mean, we were bang on the quality. Let me tell you, NPS score and a net promoter score, we basically measure to understand how our actually customer feeling about a product, right? We had a 95% plus NPS score. Again, startup, small product, small company, small number of orders, it's all fine. But even the 95% is like, anytime it's a good score, great score actually, right? So we had such good score then. Yeah. Now coming to the pricing part of it, right? So pricing point, see, as a startup founders, we got to know that we are any startup can only start and kind of exist for maybe 2 years or 3 years, right? Only when the quality of the products or services what they're delivering is are better than the competitor one. Otherwise, why will even customer come to us, right? If we're doing same thing is what others are doing, like they can anybody say, hey, there are already 100 people are doing the same thing what you're doing, so why should I buy from you, right? So that's where we got to be on top. I think all my startups, this is one mantra I've been telling my people, and we followed meticulously, that we make sure that our quality is the top and second to none. I think beat my Freshy business, beat my Lean Six Sigma Pro business, beat my schools business that we have, quality of whatever we deliver actually is top notch. Okay, so when we look at the top notch quality, okay, we can go and look at price. Hey, this is it a value for money? You know, uh, I mean, I spoke about I spoke about increased pricing, right? This has to be done with the data. A simple example is I mean, we're not doing for everything, right? Yes, we were actually, I can quote this example, right? We were actually almost 30 to 40% more than big basket price. Okay, we were quoting it. Okay, why? Because our quality was standing out from the market than anybody else. And let me tell you, in multiple apartment that used to serve, my vehicle used to deliver, we used to deliver more vegetables than even the big basket also. We were very small guys, two guys, but we were able to deliver more than them, 30 to 40%. Why? Because we were able to deliver quality products, right? And also we were finding out, we with the data, we were able to analyze, hey, for which product customer actually worried mostly about in terms of pricing, where customer go back and compare with other companies. So how do you get this actually? We get through something like called hotjar. Simple example is you are able to find, okay, customer actually spending taking time to order, say, tomato or a potato or onion, Okay, but they're not taking time to order broccoli or an lettuce or an any of this English vegetables. So what does it mean actually? Customers are worried about maybe once they're coming visiting my website. Okay, they are spending maybe say 40 seconds, 50 seconds to place an order for tomato, because maybe they're going and comparing somewhere else, right? And they're comparing, okay, is my tomato price is lesser than the other guys, right? But whereas the same logic does not apply for other vegetables, because otherwise they will click like this, and within 5 seconds the order is delivered. So how did we get this data? This data we got it through mapping it and understanding the every page. We used to have a tool called Hotjar, through which we are able to track the data and time spent. And we are able to see, yes, customers are most worried about XYZ product. They're not worried about it. It's not exploiting actually. It's basically pricing it right. Maybe then you might give discount in some cases. Maybe you can actually overcome this discount in some other cases.
Yeah, Srini, as a as an executive in Bosch and later now trying to help companies and individuals perform better, I
Yeah.
really feel very gratified looking you speak with so
Thank
much
you.
amount of passion
Thank you, sir.
and so much amount of conviction
Yeah.
based on whatever you have done.
Yeah.
It's not GAN that is being shared.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Srini. Now let
Thank you.
us go to Mahesh. You had a question, Mahesh. Please go on. You can unmute
Yeah,
your question and please ask. Yeah, please go on. And you
yeah,
can
thanks.
introduce yourself also, Mahesh.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Good morning, Srini and Dinakar, sir, and all the team members. I'm Mahesh Kumar. I'm a mechanical engineer with 26 years of experience, and I work for companies like TVS Motors, Tata Motors, Tractors, and Farm Equipment Limited. And my last assignment was with US MNC in Coimbatore. Basically, I'm a process guy. I started in production, then new products development and manufacturing excellence and business excellence. Last 15 years, I was in business excellence role. My question to Srinivas is, what made you to move out of corporate and start doing your own startup?
Okay. 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 Let me tell you,
Because
right?
because the corporate job is one side it is luxury, I would say, because there is no point negative point over there. It is a luxury, and then the social status actually. For example, I'm working for so and so, so and the MNC as so and so is a social status actually. So lot of positive points over there when it comes to corporate job. So what made you to move out of corporate and start your startup? I'm curious about that actually.
Okay, great. So Mahesh, thanks for asking this question. See, any entrepreneur, if you look at, right, anybody like Dinakar sir and Vivek sir, over here, right, there's something called burning desire to do something more, right? See, a lot of people put down their jobs. I respect all the jobs that I had. I am grateful to all my managers who actually taught me, so many things, right? Okay. I mean, I learned a lot through my employment journey. I was actually an entrepreneur in my company also. Okay, I think Dinakar sir knows me well. I mean, the way I mean, just imagine, right? HO2 engineer. I was just very very brand new engineer, was able to connect with Dinakar, who actually was VP then, right? I was able to connect with him because maybe I was entrepreneur. I had that entrepreneur mindset from right go, right? It's not that just only I came out of the company and just started. Okay, I mean that having owning any of the process that was allocated to me, and driving improvements or something like, which is has to be there. I mean, this was there in my maybe DNA, right? People who know me well, they know that, okay, when Shini comes along, you make sure that the job is done, right? Okay, I think this startup is an extension actually. Let me tell you, startup was just a formalities for me, but I've been doing something other from 2005 onwards, right? I did a lot of things, and I think I have almost some. I started a lot of things, and I mean, basically many things actually started to learn, right? I had my own t-shirt selling business long back. I used to sell caps and t-shirts, right? Okay, they're like, this is there. I mean, the entrepreneurial spirit was there, and want to do something great, want to do something different, because coming from my dad, actually, thanks to my dad, I think he also was very keen at trying out many things. Like something which actually kind of took it from being his son, right? Okay, that's how it started. I mean, see, all the status, everything is good. At the end of the day, what we do actually matters, right? We might have a good status as so and so and so and so and so and so companies, but I'm sure anybody here agree that if you say I'm the founder, I think uh, respect goes up a lot. There's no any decline in startups, when you start a startup, any founder for that matter. Okay, whether successful, not successful, doesn't matter actually. I mean, the learning, being a startup founder is actually immense. I can tell you what I learned in last, 6-7 years is, we can say 10 times more than what I learned in my entire corporate career. I mean, thanks to my corporate, growth, no doubt about it. I respect it to the best of, utmost level. I don't put down any jobs. I enjoyed my corporate career. No regret that. Okay, I learned a lot, right? But the learning what you get, when you're a startup founder, is 10x more than what you get in, as an employee.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Srini. Manish,
Yeah.
would you have any question, please? Please go on, Manish.
Thank you, Dinakar sir. Myself, Manish, I am doing my startup since about 1 year. And as Srini has said this one, a couple of things. And one thing he also said this one, he is doing aggregator of the kids education. So what I am doing is basically aggregator of the assessments. Maybe more I can tell it later on that. But just a keyword is this one that we are aggregator of assessments. So my question is that what is that you are doing in when you say this one aggregator of kids education? And the previous question which Mahesh asked, if I can have the liberty to answer that as well from my perspective, Dinkar.
Yeah, please go on. Please go on.
So I had that when I basically I am a master of technology in computer science from IIT Guwahati, and in 20 years I have been in corporate career. I always has the desire of doing something, but what was stopping is this one that how will I manage my daily bread and butter of my family of two children and wife and all that. So I started that. The main thing was this one that in around 45 or 50 years of the age, if I am going to look around, what is going to give me more happiness? Is that what I am going to try out? Did I try? Whether I am successful or not successful, it's a different question. But will I have the guilt of not even trying out? So with that thing, I thought this one that I have to try it out. So the journey I started 10 years before. So from 10 years before or 12 years before, I started investing in that sense that when I'm going to start my startup journey, I don't have to worry about my daily bread and butter. So when I saw this one after 12 years of investing that, okay, now I can manage it out. So then I started this journey last year in 2023. That's it.
Thank you so
That's
much.
around that started.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That means you are telling, make sure that you're prepared. It's a very wise decision before just jumping into it. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And then, Srini, can you now move on to the schools vertical? That's the
Yeah.
last,
Yes.
which is going to be very interesting. Yeah. How did you, first of all, what schools is, and after that, how are you implementing Lean Six Sigma principles in schools?
Okay, so schools, as I told you, is an aggregator of kids education, educator actually. So what we do basically is, I'm sure you understand, right? Kids from that maybe 2-3 years onward till 2022, 23, right? Somewhere there, the kids actually keep learning, right? Okay, so my focus is actually the kids between so 3 years to 18 years when till they complete the 12th standard, right? That's actually my focus area. So what we are doing is basically, in Google Schools.in, we have put all the education avenues for the children at one place. Be it school, hobby classes, tuition classes, or any of the other learning opportunities. Actually, we have kind of aggregated and put them at one place. Like the way Ola, Uber, where it's a cab aggregators, we become the aggregator of kids education. So anything and everything what parents want for the kids education, they'll be able to find on our portal. So this is the goal, right? And along with that, we also kind of helping parents to in the finding the right school, and we kind of hand holding them. See, I mean, we need to come out of the older method of the way looking for school, assessing a school, right? We need to come with a lot of data analytics, finding out. I mean, we should need to start putting numbers there. Actually, I mean, we are coming there, but what we also doing is we kind of helping parents to understand certain things. Example, if you ask 100 parent today, do you know the difference between CBSE and ICC? Why have put your kid into CBSE or ICC? Mostly you're going to get only majority of them will going to say, I want my kid to go to IIT and IIM, or maybe medical, and we understand that CBSE is actually the better chance and better choice. That's why we went to CBSE board. In reality, actually that's not true, right? So in helping parents to understand these things, right, give them more clarity is actually what we're doing. Okay. Within schools we have multiple other small initiatives that we have. Like we have initiative called something called parent to parent connect. Like example, say one of the parents say called X, right? His kid is studying, say, one of the schools, say, let's take an example of DPS, right? Suppose, parent B want to enroll his kid into the DPS school. Okay. He may not have anybody, whose kid is actually going to that exactly the same school, right? So what we're doing is we're doing a secure connection where B can actually dial A and speak to A about and this the DPS school and get all the details. In this journey, A get paid by B pays one amount of money, and A get actually paid. Right? This is something like value-adding feature what we built for the parent. Right? With a small amount of say 100 rupees or so, a parent is able to connect to a parent whose kid is studying in the school, able to get all the details. Right? This is something like which is interesting one. People will like it because and we have done a survey for it, right? We have done a survey to capture their people want it. The people say, yeah, they will going to use it, and they're willing to pay money as well, right? So we have built such features. So enabling parents to kind of find the right educator for the children. Okay, the same logic applicable for tuition classes and hobby classes also, right? When a parent want to enroll the kid into say dance class, right? How about taking a feedback from a parent whose kid is actually studying in the dance class, and the parent who's giving a feedback get paid for it, right? By sitting at home and answering a few questions, how their honest opinion about the experience about the particular school or a hobby class or a tuition class, they get paid. Okay, and this parent want it because it'll avoid them spending extra money in the future. I'm in Bangalore we did a small survey as well, right? Every kid go to almost some 2.5 schools, which means that they change the school in between, right? Sometimes 2 schools, sometimes 3 schools. Each time they change the school, they have to pay FT amount of money as a donation. So once they start doing, when they start talking to the parents whose kid are actually going to the school, they'll be able to overcome this challenge, right? They'll be able to save a certain amount of money, which is a win-win situation. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we also coming with a lot of other things. Like we also coming with we also come with something called knowledge hub, wherein we aggregated all the best education videos of CBSE, ICSC, right? From class 1 to class 12th standard, and we have we kind of updated all the videos there. Okay, today at least some 50 plus students every day access those videos and learn through those videos at free of cost. We're not charging anything, and these are YouTube videos are there in YouTube. We are just aggregated English, maths, and science, 3 subject. We aggregated all the videos, best videos. We searched the entire YouTube to find out the best videos. Like example, some mathematics, trigonometry. We searched the best mathematics, trigonometry video from the YouTube and updated in our portal. So any kid can come. He is having a doubt in same trigonometry. He can go to that particular video and watch the video and get clarity. Okay, this is actually super useful for the rural kids and do not have access to the tuitions, right? Okay, and maybe not able to share out so much of money, or maybe time constraint, anything, right? Okay, they'll be able to make use of this feature very well. So that way we have become an aggregation of education as well. Okay, similarly we are done for dance classes, music classes. We kind of got the videos of the best music teachers, best dance teachers, and we updated the videos. These videos are there in the YouTube world, but only thing is that if at all you leave kids to find out these videos, they may start doing something else, right? But instead of that, we had done the job. That's how we have become a kids education aggregator as well. Yeah, so how I applied my Lean Six Sigma skills here, right? I think this is something like which is we use plenty of them. Again, starting with understanding what customer want, and trying to see how best we can map them, right? How best we can actually deliver it. This we done it to QFD, and here we use tools like simple cause and effect diagram to understand when our sales was not actually up to the mark. We cannot did a as a team we did a cause and effect diagram to understand, okay, why is on not sales is not actually up to the mark. Is it because of the product? Is it because of the people? Is it because of various process policies? Right? We did that. Right, and day in and day out, I am able to track. I'm supposed to get X number of leads. We track those leads and day in and day out with control charts. Okay, the moment one day I get more leads, either be I can happy or sad about it, because if there are good leads, genuine leads, I'm happy about it. But it give me a chance to go back and investigate. Hey, these leads have come because of the some bot has come in and try to attack your website, or is it really a genuine one? I'm able to track. We're tracking those numbers a day in and day out. I look at these numbers day in and day out. The moment any day the numbers goes up, become a special cost me. Goes up and goes down is actually a special cost for me, right? Then I'll go and take action. This are called control charts. We use it in the case of Six Sigma world, right? I'm able to use them at my place, right? And recently we did something called benchmarking. Okay, with all our efforts, for some reason we were not happy with our result that we have in search engine optimization that we did, right? And what we did was we did a benchmarking. What we did is went around similar companies. We looked at how Make My Trip is actually able to get good customer, how maybe Byju's and all the other companies are actually able to get good visitors on the page. So we did that job of doing a benchmarking. So where did I learn benchmarking? I learned through Six Sigma only, right? We did a benchmarking. We did a kind of an understood what really works for everybody. Then we started implementing how I can actually implement all this one by one, right? Then we already started seeing our results going up. We already start seeing results become actually better, right? And we also did a lot of exercise and understanding. I started with an example of ABC sales guy selling XYZ product, right? So I did the same exercise for my, okay, hey, I have 3-4 sales guys, they are all selling my 3-4 products. Who's good in selling what, and how can I cross skill others, right? And what is working for one guy because of it's able to sell that product better, while other guys actually struggling. Okay, able to get this insight with my data analysis, and able to kind of help the other, each one of them actually get cross trained by each one, and that way overall actual sales actually revenue went up for us, right? And one more thing which is important is in all Six Sigma, and we do something called pilot, right? Running pilots, running pilot batches till you hit a stage where you're comfortable now, and you can take on, you can multiply it, productionizing, right? Okay, this is something like which I learned it from this learning Six Sigma. We did a pilot for our own work. We did a pilot one which failed, pilot two which failed. Any startup founder failing two pilots continuously would have stopped the company, right? Would have closed the company, right? But we were able to learn through this pilot. We were able to take corrective actions out of this pilot, and we were able to implement, go to the third pilot, and third pilot was bang on. We are successful in third pilot, and which we know that okay, we can scale it up, which we know that okay, hey, by going for the third pilot, my operating cost is lesser, and my profit margins will be more, and we are able to convince the customer also better, and this is a win-win situation for both, for us also, for the customer as well, and we have a good relationship as well at the end of the day. So with all these three, we are scaling up our third pilot to 5 cities now. We are going to Bangalore anyway there, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, and Kolkata. 4 more cities, right? We'll be in 5 cities with this third pilot. Okay, but if at all I had scaled up my first pilot, which was a disaster, I mean, I would have gone out of the business by now, right? So where did I learn all this? I learned all this, right, being in the startup, being a Six Sigma guy. I mean, everybody comes with a strength, and I come with the strength of Six Sigma, which actually helped me. Last one thing which I'm going to tell you, this very interesting fact. I mean, if you're a startup founder, you know this actually, right? Your website conversion ratio. 100 people visit your website. Maybe most of the website actually have a conversion ratio of 0.5% to 1%, somewhere there. Around 1% maximum is what you get actually, right? Let me tell you my conversion rate. My conversion rate almost 7%. 7. What I do, I optimize I optimize the customer journey, and I understood where all I can capture the leads, where all I can capture parents' attention, where all I can actually make them give the number so that I can talk to them. Okay, the 7% is something like which again evolved through my Six Sigma skills. It's not an accidental, because just imagine, right? Out of every 100 people, I get 7 people, giving me number. Whereas I need to get 7 people, anybody else actually at 1% conversion, they need to have at least 700 people, right? So me having 100 people is equal to same as somebody else getting 700 people to their website. right? I mean, how did I learn all this? By applying my Six Sigma skills, collecting data, analyzing it, going deep into the data, understanding, and getting the inference through them, and then deriving the value through each of those metrics that we track.
Thank you so much, Srini. Very, very inspiring. Yeah, Mahesh, you had one more question. Please go on.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Um, it's related to Lean Six Sigma consulting to organizations actually. Um, uh, Other than your training and your student project, what are all the other modes through which you got leads for corporate projects for Lean Six Sigma? Please throw
Most of the
some light on. Yeah.
most of the assignment actually I got it through references. Somebody like Dinakar sir, was great enough to refer me some good number of assignment, right? People who know me, people who have been with me, people kind of connected with me for quite some time, they were able to refer. I think I mean, let me tell you, right? One of my weak area is actually marketing, and I'm not great at marketing. My in fact, SEO is where we are. Where I think we got the answer now with all the effort so far. We got the answer now. So far, we've been running our businesses through my Lean System of Consulting and Training business. Mostly happen through LinkedIn. Okay, mostly happen through networks. Mostly people, because there's never a customer who actually went back to another trainer or other consultant once he tried with me. That's something which is something like which is working for me. And when somebody reached out to me, right, they're able to kind of I get a lot of references. I trained X company, somebody approached X company and asked, hey, you got trained recently from Lean Six Sigma, from who was the trainer? So mostly I get my thing there, right? I remember, I think Dinakar sir telling this definition for quality long back, I think, wherein he said quality is when customer come back with more orders or refer other customers or carry a good feeling, right? I think it's worked out for me. That many of my students actually from the repeat, either repeat customer or maybe through references is what I get. Yeah.
Okay.
One thing,
Okay.
one
Thank you.
suggestion I also can give you is, if you're a Lean System consultant, one suggestion I give you is, be aggressive in answering all your Lean System questions in LinkedIn or somewhere, right? That will going to help you, because I think that worked out for me very, very well, because I got 30K followers in LinkedIn, and all of them are actually organic. How did I get this connection? Actually, I was very aggressive in answering all the questions of various people. Anybody used to ask any Six Sigma question, I used to be the guy who used to be answering it, and many people like those answers. That's how I got connected. But the only thing I feel sad about them now is that I'm not posting too much of content on Lean Six Sigma now because of my own busy schedule. But actually, I'll get back and I'll start posting about now. Actually, I'm going to take it to the next level about how to use these tools day in and day out. I mean, I'll talking about how they can use UOC not just for Six Sigma project. How about using them on a day-to-day basis? How about QFD? How about control chart? How about Pareto chart? Right? I'll be talking about those things going forward. Hopefully that I'm sure I'll be able to get more number of followers as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Thank you,
Thank you.
Mahesh. See, Ashwin had a question whether there is any case study on the P2P finance process. Okay, so you can answer that. Yeah, please go on.
P2P finance process, you're talking about the parent-to-parent calling, which I just spoke.
Or purchase to pay is what I would imagine, or parent to parent. I don't know. What is it, Ashwin?
Is it purchase to pay or purchase to pay? Is people call it as P2P and C2C.
Purchase to pay. Purchase to pay is what he wants to know.
You want a case study for it?
No. He wants to know, can we apply, I would rephrase the question as, can we apply Lean Six Sigma for the purchase to pay finance process?
Well, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Why not? I think I'll just give you a couple of quick hints, right here. Getting money from the customer sometimes is a very Herculean task, right? A lot of money get held up with the customer for a long time, more than 60 days, more than 80 days, right? Actually, can do a lot of things in using Six Sigma. I driven a lot of projects for various companies, to how they can actually get back the money faster. What is that they can do proactively that they're able to get the money faster. This is one, and again, even if they, I mean, starting from a word go, like starting from making the right invoice to, because many companies, even the issuing the right invoice is actually a challenge. Okay, sometimes a lot of mistakes arise in the invoice, which eventually get there's a delay in the payment as well, right? You can apply. For me, everything is a process. As long as it's a process, there's a way to optimize it by using the Six Sigma and Lean principle. So we can very well do that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Srini, would you like to also share your number in case anybody wants to get in touch with you for making their startup more profitable through Lean Six Sigma?
Okay, sure, sir. I'm okay to share actually.
Uh,
Happy to help. I've been helping.
and just post it in the chat, and then
sure.
and then of course anybody. See, I am a guy who has been also helping companies to improve performance and achieve growth. My direction has been more in terms of people, in terms of getting the people to think, people to become more effective. I mentor companies, and Srini also helps me in that. So if you have any requirement, please you can write to me. My coordinates are on the screen. You can just note it down. There are 2 websites. Any of the website you can go there, and then you'll find the contact us and then directly get in touch with me. Srini's number is here, 99809 79348. So anybody wants to get in touch with Srini, most welcome.
Srini,
So
you share your email also so that it becomes easier for people to.
Sure.
You can also write your email. And before we end, would anybody like to comment on what you experienced during this 1 hour, or any other comments? No, otherwise, I would like to close. Before that, any comments? Anybody want to comment anything? Comment, question, anything of that kind? Okay, so first of all, Rasta, I don't know who it is, says we learned these topics. It was good. Yeah, thank you so much. Now, my only request is those of you who have participated here, if you found this interesting, please share to the others too. The link is very simple: dinakarmurthy.com/Sunday chat. They can join. As you join, there is no need for any email or phone number, so we don't want to collect any of your details. If you want to get in touch with us, get in touch with us. That's as simple as that. Objective is only to get this excellence wave more and more to the organization. We have got fantastic tools, and as Indians, we are very, very smart, extremely intelligent. So I'm sure with the knowledge and the experience of using these tools correctly, the practical experience of using these tools correctly, we can create a wave of excellence in this world.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
And one more thing which we do is that we try to bring different people from different areas, and no jnana or anything, but actual experience sharing, which enriches, and people like this format. So if you would like to share these things with your friends and families or business associates or your colleagues, please do that. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Srini. Thank you very much once more.
Thank you.
And then look forward to one more chat, maybe with little more in-depth discussion on one of the most challenging Six Sigma tools of data collection.
Sure, sir.
Which is more or
Absolutely.
less missing in most of the companies.
Yeah, anytime, as and when
Sure.
you want me to do it, I'll do it.
Sure.
It's always a pleasure, talking to you and being hosted by you. I feel myself as privileged to be hosted by you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
goodbye.
Sir. Thank you, sir. Take care. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.